To the Middle East now, where Israel and Hamas have begun a new round of what are being described as indirect talks in Cairo, Egypt. Negotiators are expected to focus on President Trump's 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza. The president has already told both sides to, quote, move fast. For our conversation next, I want to bring in Aaron David Miller. He was with us last week. He is a senior fellow at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. Well, when we were talking last week, you correctly predicted, before we knew what Hamas was going to say, that Hamas would say yes, but. It has now said yes, but. How important is the yes? How problematic is the but?
The yes is important and the but is problematic. I mean, I think the real takeaway here, Major, is that are you a Star Trek fan?
Who isn't?
President Trump has gone where none of his predecessors have gone before him. He has detached himself from the emotional and political constraints that usually impact a president and prevent presidents from being very, very, very tough with Israel. And he has forced, even with the yes but from Israel, he has forced Prime Minister Netanyahu to comply. I mean, I've worked in administrations from Carter to Bush 43. No U.S. president has ever dealt with an Israeli prime minister that way, let alone forcing them to accept a plan which Netanyahu clearly would rather not have accepted. So you got two yes buts. I think there's a reasonable chance you might see a partial implementation, phase one, hostages back, an Israeli withdrawal. The Israelis will stand down to some degree in their major comprehensive military ops. Palestinian prisoners will be returned, and if the people of Gaza are lucky, you'll be able to surge humanitarian assistance, access to potable water, sanitation, medical care, and of course, food on a regular and systematic basis. But this ain't going to end the war.
Why is it not going to end the war, Aaron David Miller?
Because Netanyahu's objectives and Hamas's are mutually irreconcilable. Netanyahu wants Hamas eradicated with no influence in Gaza. Hamas wants to survive. Hamas wants the Israelis out of Gaza, and no Israeli government, short of decommissioning Hamas's weapons and getting a stabilization force on the ground with a different Palestinian government, is going to leave Gaza. And frankly, those issues are really heavy lifts right now. They're tethered to a galaxy far, far away rather than the realities back here on planet Earth.
Yes, melding Star Trek and Star Wars, as anyone suitably does in this context. Aaron David Miller, what should people watching this closely, or even casual observers, monitor in the next, let's say, 72 hours? Because the president says his patience is limited and he wants to see implementation actions.
I mean, I think it has to happen relatively quickly. 72 hours, I mean, it's been a week since Israel accepted the plan, Hamas a few days later. The deadlines have already slipped. Pressure on both parties for sure. Hamas is under great pressure. Even the Turks and the Qataris, their traditional patrons, have basically under pressure from Trump, pressured Hamas. That leaves the Iranians with a Hamas connection. I think the military commanders who are now making decisions on the ground in Gaza are at least smart enough to understand that if they want to survive as a political organization, they're going to have to figure out a way to stop Israel's military action, get some humanitarian assistance into Gaza, get some prisoners back. To tell you the truth, I think if this doesn't happen between now and the weekend, next weekend, I think it's just going to be a tragedy for the hostages, their families, and the Palestinians, long-suffering Palestinians in Gaza. It's got to happen relatively quickly. And there's a moment here delivered by a U.S. president. And I think there's no, whatever you think of Trump, and I've worked and voted for Democrats and very different kinds of Republicans, he's done something quite significant here. Let's see if he can actually follow through.
He's certainly going to try, and so will his administration with Marco Rubio, Steve Witkoff, and others. Aaron David Miller, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Major, thanks for having me.